Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Planet Talk. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark. Today, we're diving deep into the Paris Climate Agreement. It's such a crucial topic in the fight against climate change, don't you think, Anna?
Absolutely, Mark. Let's start from the beginning. The Paris Climate Agreement was adopted in December 2015 during the COP21 conference in Paris. Over 190 countries came together and agreed on a collective plan.
Right, and the main goal of the agreement was to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. With an ideal target of 1.5 degrees compared to pre-industrial levels, this was a huge step forward.
It really was. Before the Paris Agreement, there were global discussions on climate, like the Kyoto Protocol, but those weren't as inclusive or ambitious. The Paris Agreement brought almost the entire world to the table.
That's true, but what made it different was that every country, big or small, had to set their own climate targets, called nationally determined contributions, or NDCs. These targets are reviewed every 5 years.
Exactly, and it wasn't just about cutting emissions. The agreement also focused on adapting to climate impacts and providing financial support to developing countries.
Let's talk about the financial side for a moment. Wealthier nations agreed to provide $100 billion a year to help developing countries. This money would be used for clean energy projects, climate adaptation, and more.
That's so important. Many developing nations are the most vulnerable to climate change but have the least resources to deal with it.
Speaking of impacts, Anna, how has the Paris Agreement changed things globally?
Great question. First, it's increased global awareness and urgency about climate change. Countries are investing more in renewable energy, phasing out coal, and improving technology.
Yes, and many companies have joined the movement too. For example, big brands are committing to net zero emissions and adopting sustainable practices.
But there's still a lot to do. Some countries aren't on track to meet their targets. Global emissions are still high, and we need faster progress to meet the 1.5-degree goal.
One of the biggest setbacks was when the US left the agreement in 2017 under President Trump. As one of the largest polluters, that decision sent shockwaves.
It really did. The US leaving weakened global momentum and gave other countries an excuse to delay their own efforts. But many US states, cities, and companies stepped up and kept working toward climate goals.
And then in 2021, the US rejoined under President Biden. That was a big relief for the global community.
Definitely, it showed the world that the Paris Agreement is strong, but also how fragile progress can be if major players step back.
Let's talk about the benefits. If the Paris goals are achieved, what can we expect?
Slowing down global warming means fewer extreme weather events, like hurricanes, droughts, and floods. It also protects ecosystems, like coral reefs, and improves air quality, which benefits human health.
And don't forget about the economic side. Transitioning to green energy creates millions of jobs in industries like wind, solar, and electric vehicles.
Absolutely. Plus, it fosters innovation. Countries and companies are racing to develop new technologies that are both sustainable and profitable.
But what happens if we don't meet the goals?
The consequences could be devastating: rising sea levels, more frequent and intense heat waves, and severe impacts on agriculture and water supplies. Millions of people could be displaced.
That's why the Paris Agreement is so critical. It's not perfect, but it's the best global framework we have right now.
And it's a symbol of hope. It shows that when the world comes together, we can tackle even the biggest challenges.
Well said, Anna. So, what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I'd say stay informed and get involved. Support policies and leaders who prioritize climate action. Every little bit helps.
Agreed. Climate change is a shared responsibility, and together, we can make a difference.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. This was a long discussion, but such an important one.
Absolutely. See you next time on Planet Talk.
Take care, and let's keep working for a healthier planet. Bye.